So, so another topic we have, that is tuple. Mostly we will be focusing on problem solving questions, right? But let me give you a brief overview. Then we will start solving questions based on these tuples. How we can create tuple, how we can manipulate the data, different questions based on tuples. We will be doing it. Because what will happen? After tuple, we have dictionary, that is major data structure, and set. These two important things we have. So if I talk about tuple, how we can define tuple, first of all, that is important thing. In database, you might have heard tuple. Do you remember? A record in table is called tuple also. Remember? So if you have a record for employee like this, one ID and some name, right? This way. So what will happen every time? Every time this ID will be unique. So this is the thing that we can remember. In tuple, there can be a collection, but it cannot be changed. We can say tuple is a collection. Collection means that is used to store the data. Tuple is a collection of items like list, we can say, like list, and items cannot be changed. Cannot be changed. These are immutable. So do you find the difference between mutable? Mutable means changeable, and immutable means we cannot change once created. So that is the important thing. Let us create a tuple, then we will go ahead with different topics. So a tuple is creating using braces. If I say this is my tuple, so this way I can create an empty tuple. But if I want to store the data inside this, so different data types can be stored. Like we have number, we have boolean, we have complex value. This way 2 plus 3j. This way I can store the value inside the tuple. So different data types we can be stored. Now the question comes, why use tuples? We know that tuple is a collection of item like list, and its item cannot be changed because these are immutable. Question comes, why do we use tuple? Why do we use tuple? First part, correct? So important thing, tuples are faster than list. Faster than list. First thing. Internally, the processing of tuple is faster than the list because list works on indexes and allows duplicate. Correct? So tuples are also storing different data type values, but these are immutable. That makes it faster than list. Next, tuples are safe because sometimes somebody is working and you have a list, they are giving thus, suppose you have a list, right? And if this list is having element like 1 comma 2 and 3, but later somebody is coming and just giving ls2 equal to 100, so now your original list is altered. Now your original list is altered. So we cannot guarantee the safety in list. But if we talk about tuples, we can say tuples are safe. Tuples are safe. Data cannot be accidentally changed. We can say data cannot be accidentally changed. We cannot change the data accidentally. If we intentionally do it, that is okay, but accidentally it will not change, right? It is used for fixed data sometimes, used for fixed data, like we have coordinates. So it is the fixed data, coordinates, database rows. So database rows are also fixed, correct? Function return, whatever value returning from the function. So that kind of situation where we can use the tuple to store the fixed data, right? And the important thing, tuples can also be used. Tuples can also be used with the dictionary keys. With the dictionary keys. This is the important thing. And we can use it with the set as well. So these are the important facts that we should know. First thing, what is tuple? So that is okay. Why do we use tuple? Tuples are faster than list. Tuples are safe. Data cannot be accidentally changed. Used for fixed data like coordinates. We have certain coordinate for your any point. Like there is a shop, correct? So that shop will have fixed data, longitude and latitude. There will be no other coordinates, correct? Database rows. So if we have a table and if that table is containing some data, so we can have database rows, function and returns call. Function will be returning one or more values. So that will be defined, already defined how many values are there. Tuples can also be used with dictionary. Now let us start creating with tuples. So let me create is tuple1 dot py and how we can create empty tuple? Tell me. I want to create empty tuple, right? First empty tuple. Because if we have empty tuple, sometimes we need to do some processing. After processing, I might be storing some data. But yes, we can create empty tuple like this way. So this is the empty tuple. And if I print it T1, so I can figure it out. And if I print type of T1, that we can also check print type of T1. So this will give me that it is a tuple, class tuple, this way, class tuple, and it is empty tuple. So this is empty and we are using the round braces, correct? Now, if we have tuple with values, then we can create tuple with some values. Let us take tuple T1 and this is having some values. We can try, right? We have. So if I just print the tuple T1, it is okay. So now we are getting these tuple values inside the braces. Mixed data type we can also put, as I earlier said, like I'm putting Python, like AI, we have Boolean values like true, right? So mixed data type values we can also put inside the tuple. So in the terminal we can see these. Now there is one important thing. There is one important thing. We can create the tuple by tuple packing method. Now the things are coming. Tuple packing. There is a concept. Tuple packing. Tuple packing. So as of now, we have heard that we can create tuple inside round braces. But if I'm taking a tuple T2 like this, 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, and if I just print it, type of T2, correct? Then I can verify what data type of T2 is. See, what is the data type of T2? Class tuple. So this is called the packing method. Normally, it will look like a variable if I have only one value. But if I have this kind of value 1, comma 2, 3 and so on, and we are storing in a variable, so by default it will become a tuple. So this is called the tuple packing method. Without parenthesis, we are able to create the tuple, right? Another important thing, suppose you
If
are
I have only one value,
okay. So there is one important thing. If you are saying I want only one value in the tuple like this, right? So if I run it, then it will throw an error. Why? I will tell you. If I run it quickly, it will throw an error. See, nothing is there. Correct?
yes,
Because I need to, there is a compulsion. I need to put a comma. If I have only one element, then I need to, then here I am getting this value. See, inside this. Let me use the print method. Print this way. So if I have a single value, then we need to put a comma. Otherwise, it will not print the value. So this is the compulsion. Now, if I have a tuple, I need to learn how to access the elements of the tuple. Correct? So the second phase starts now, creating a tuple and accessing its elements. So let me take a tuple T, and inside this tuple, let me take some value 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like this. I want to access the initial element, that is 10. So I will just write the position T0. If I need the last element, if I need the last element of the tuple, then I will also use the position like in list -1. Correct? If I need values from 0, 1, 2, and 3, so now tell me how I will do it. T, tell me 1 to 4,
three.
right?
Yes,
We can give like this. So it will give position 1, position 2, and 3. Slicing, we are just doing the slicing over the tuple. So this way I am able to get these values 10, T0 at the zero position. So this is the zero position, first position, second position, third position, and fourth position. At T0 position, I will get 10. So here we are getting 10 in the terminal. Minus 1, so indexing will start from the right side. So this is the minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5, like this. So I am using T minus 1, so this will give the minus 1, and this is telling the range start from 1 and that will work and minus 1. So position 1, position 2, position 3 value, these values will be accessed. So this way I am able to access the tuple values. Now the important things come, that is another topic, tuple unpacking. Tuple unpacking. That is important thing. We have learned tuple packing over here without braces, without round braces. I am able to create a tuple. So here is another concept in tuple, that is tuple unpacking. Tuple tuple unpacking. That is the important concept we have. Let me take a tuple person, something like this, person equal to, and let me take some detail, like I am telling person name is Suresh, right? Age is 30, lives in Barabanki, like this, correct? So this is the, now I want to do the unpacking. So how many elements I have? Three elements. As of now, we have three elements in the tuple. So I will take a variable name, comma age, and comma city. Correct? This way I want. And I will directly assign this one, person. So what it will do, from this tuple, person is having these three values, and we have directly given three variables in the left side. So this is the tuple unpacking actually happening. From this tuple, it will take one by one value from the zero position. So Suresh will be stored in name, 30 will be stored in age, Barabanki will be stored in city. Correct? If I just print it, then I can check it out. So we have name, again we have age, then we have city. This way. Now run it. So here we can see we have name, age, and city. So this is the tuple unpacking. I'm doing the tuple unpacking. Any doubt in this? No problem. Now, if we have tuple like this, so we would like to loop it. Correct? These are the basic things. I mean, now we are just learning concept, not problem. Correct? We are just learning the concept, how to create empty tuple, how to do slicing in the tuple, how to pack the tuple, how to unpack the tuple. Correct? So these are the basic topics that we are just looking into. Then after doing some basic conceptual things, we will be jumping into question answer session. We will have some problems at for the beginner level, for the intermediate level, and advanced level as well. So for advanced level, actually there can be mix of things like set, list, dictionary. So for advanced level, we have another question session. But yes, beginner and intermediate level, I will be covering. Once the entire topics are completed, then we will jump into advanced level. Like, so here is the requirement to loop into tuple, looping through tuple, looping through tuple. So let me take this tuple, copy it. So here I am just commenting this one. So my tuple is this. I want to loop. Simply I can use for any element, whatever variable you want in T. Correct? And we can directly print these elements one by one. So this way we can loop through the tuple as well, and this will be printing 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now we can do some tuple operation. We can do tuple operation. And if you want to use the range as well, if you want to use the range, and then what I can do, I can just provide length of this tuple t, and let me change the variable name like I, and here I will be using the position. Correct? I will be using the position of I. So this way it will also give you the expected result. Correct? So directly if you are using the range, so this will give the position, and if you are directly using the for loop like this for val in tuple t, so directly we are printing, either we are printing using the range method as well. So both are here. As per requirement we can use. Okay. So now it is time to do some tuple operation. What operation we can do on tuples? Like adding tuple. So let us take a tuple. We have tuple T1, and in tuple T1 I have 1, comma 2, 3, and I have another tuple T2, and let us take 2, 3 and 4 like this. And I want to do just T1 plus T2. T1 plus T2. So this will give me the result like this. All the element of tuple 1 and all the element of tuple 2 will be combined together this way. Correct? But before this, if I try to change the value at 0 position, let me take. Now the red squiggling line is coming. See why it is coming? Because of its analogy, we cannot change the values of tuple once it is created. We can use other methods. We can change the tuple into dictionary, correct? Then we can do, then from dictionary we can again change to tuple. That way we can do, but directly if we try to change the value of tuple, so this is not possible. It is the red squiggling line is coming over here if I'm trying to put the value. Okay. So this type of addition means you are just doing the concatenation. In terminology, we can say concatenation of tuple, right? So this way, let us add some more values, 20, 90, and run it again. So this one. So this is not addition. Addition means 1 plus 2 that can. So we should use the term concatenation of tuple. Correct? So concatenation of tuple T1 plus T2, T3, whatever tuples we have, we can use these tuples this way. So concatenation we can do. Now, if I want, suppose if I have tuple T2. Now I want to repeat these values two times. Remember, print. So I say T2 multiplied by 2. T2 multiplied by 2, correct? So T2 multiplied by 2, see the second one in the terminal. What is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. If I give it 5 times, so that tuple values will be repeated 5 times, correct? So this way the tuple values are repeated 5 times. So repetition we will be required many times like to perform cross join or something, correct? So we should understand we can do concatenation, we can do the repetition in the tuple, right? And we can also check that particular value is existing in the tuple or not. If I try to find 90 is available in T1 or not, then I can also do. Directly we can do, or else we can take a variable. So if I check 90 in tuple T1, correct? 90 in tuple T1. So that means it is saying if 90 in tuple T1, correct? So if it is there, then what will come? A Boolean value. It will give the Boolean value. If it is available, then it will be true. If it is not available, then it will be false. So let us run it here. It is giving true. Let me change the value as 900 and run it again. So this is giving false, correct? So this way we can check the membership. Membership means we can check the availability of element, correct? This way we can check membership of value, that it is available in the tuple or not. So we will be using in. And if I am saying not in this way, if I am saying not in, so correct. So obviously 900 is not there, so that will be true. So we can check in, not in, like this way. And if we have millions of values in the tuple, we can loop through it and we can do the operation. Correct? So we have different function for the tuple. Now let us jump into that. So here we learnt about concatenation of tuple, how we can repeat the elements of the tuple. We can check the availability of any element in the tuple that we have covered so far. See, we can recall the things if we are just talking, if we are just discussing the things, how to, what is the unpacking, how to repeat the element. So there should be a talk also, correct? So if you are talking, then it is obvious you are recalling yourself. That is also important. Let me take another example for the tuple function. There are many functions, but I will be covering some important and rest of the covered in the question answer session. So tuple function we are just focusing over here. Let me take numbers and take the number sum. Like we have, let me create in parenthesis. So we have 5, 10, 15, something 18 like this, 10, 20, whatever we want, right? This value. Now I want to find the length. So that is already I have used in one question, but yes, I am able to find the length of the tuple. Correct? This way I can find use the max value in the tuple. So I can use the max function that will also work with the tuple. So here I have max function. This min we can also find. So we can have minimum of numbers in the tuple, that is also there. we can check, like we have some repeated value, like we have 20, again 20, again 20, and I want to count how many 20, how many times 20 has occurred, correct? So that I can use also. So I can just write tuple name is what? Numbers, right? Numbers dot count. So that method I can use. And what I want to count, that is 20. How many times 20 is coming? Let me run it. See the output. So it is saying the length of tuple, that is 9. Okay. Length max value in the tuple, that is 20. Minimum value in the tuple, that is this. And numbers dot count. In the tuple I want to count 20. How many times it is coming? So it is giving me 4 times. Correct? Or else we can use some masses, that will be also this way. So here we can see it is giving 4 times 20 has cover, correct? This way we can find the index. If I want to find index, let me make it 1000. So index we can also found 10,000 something. So print index, and what index I am trying? Numbers dot index, and index of what? 1000. What is there? 10,000 or 1? 10,000, right? So, so I can find the index as well. So slicing can be done, looping can be done, but if it is required, I can find out the index as well. If I change the position, if I want to find the index of 10, definitely. So the index of 10 will be there this way. So 10 is at this position, first position, so index is 1. Correct? Now the question is coming, what are the use cases of tuple? Sometimes we have a function. I have not covered function, but yes, I can tell you. So function I have covered, right?
Yes, I'm
But not in detail.
comparing to C.
C
Yes,
language, right, right. Function as per C language. Okay, I will cover that. But these are the easy things, so you can grab it 100%. Use case of function means returning multiple value, correct? Sometimes we have a function, and in C language we have seen that it is returning only one value, correct? But if I want to return many values in C language, so I will have to use the pointer and array, correct? So that concept is also there. But in Python, if I have a function and I need to return many values, then we can use the tuple. Let me show you with an example. So I am taking simple one function students, and let me name it student info, and I'm just trying to return only one value, nothing, not more than. So I am trying to return only one value, and the student name is Vijay
yes,
Thallapati, right? So this is the student, and here I want to print, or else I want to call this function, and I am taking a variable name, and then again calling the function, correct? Student info. So what it will do? It will just call the function and return the value Vijay T, and it will store in the variable name. That is okay. Any doubt up to this point?
yes,
No doubt. Fine. So here I am printing name over here. That is single value is being returned from. But student info will be more values like name, age, class or something, correct? So if I try to return values like this name, comma, age, so if it is a single string, then that is okay. But if I have different values like name, age or something, like like this way we have already created Suresh, correct? See this one, Suresh 30, Barabanki. So
Yes.
this way if I need to return the value, then what I can do? So okay, so it is saying create a tuple. It is saying create a tuple. So if we are using the parenthesis, that means obviously it is a tuple. See, and try to understand the thing. If I am giving 10, see, if I am giving 10,
Then
name I have used, now I am giving 10. So here I am able to get 10. But if I want to return 10 comma 20, then what will happen? It is returning as a tuple. See, automatic. Automatic it is returning what?
in a tuple.
Tuple. If I just put down these things, not using parenthesis, because we have learned how to create tuple packing, correct? Tuple packing. So this will automatically create a tuple. But for better understanding, if you remember that it is tuple packing, that then it's okay, or else we can use the parenthesis. Correct? So here we are simply returning tuple. Remember it. Returning tuple. For my different values, if we need to return, we can use the tuple. So now these values are coming in from this function, but I am holding into name. But what are these? Name, age, and city. Now I will do the unpacking. Now I will do the unpacking.
Unpacking.
Name, age, and city we have. So I have done unpacking. Similarly, I can print name, then age, and then city. And if I directly print, call this function, if I just write like this, inside this I am calling the function student info. So it will directly return a tuple, correct? See. So this one is directly returning the tuple, but here I am returning values from this function, and this function is providing me result in the form of tuple. So again I am doing the unpacking of tuple. That means I am taking out one by one value from left to right and assigning them in these variable left to right. Got it? So this is the first use case that you have learned over here, that if we need to return multiple values from the tuple, then definitely we can use the so we need to return different values, multiple values from the function, then we can use the tuple. And here unpacking concept will be used to retrieve whatever values are given from that. Correct? So suppose you are fetching an Excel sheet, and in that Excel sheet there are three columns: name, age, and city. Correct? Name, age, and city. So you are storing data somewhere and you are fetching one by one row. So this way you can be taking out.
Yes.
So we are using, like we have another use case as I told in the theory, that it is used for fixed data type. So coordinates I am also showing you. So let us take another example. Let us take some coordinates. So we have points, we can say these are the coordinates, and we have some coordinates like x coordinate, I say 12.56 or 89 point something this way. So I can take out the coordinates like this way. But initially what I am doing? Initially what I am doing? Unpacking. Initially I am doing unpacking, correct?
Yes.
So I can use print and now I am using feed operator F, correct? For the better result visibility. So I am telling X and here I can use the placeholder. Okay. So this will give the X, small x, and again we have Y. So let me take capital Y. Not required this one. Yeah, I need to do this inside. Okay. Y equals and then we have placeholder. So feed we can also use if it is required for the output formulation. Correct? So this way it will give x equal to this and y equal to this. Let me print for the budget this way. So x coordinate is here, y coordinate is here. I can also use it with dictionary, list and tuple. So I will cover all that in next session. Okay.